Ooh, welcome back to another episode of All Things Everything presented by Gulf Coast Smoke. My name is Alonzo.
And I'm Sabrina.
And this is episode 41. I always have to ask you what episode it is before the actual episode because I never keep up.
I usually don't know either, but the only reason I do know is because our last one was 40, and I was like, man, 40, we hit the...
That's a lot of podcasts,
40s,
for sure. So we've been doing a podcast for over a year now. We obviously don't have 52 podcasts, but because we've skipped here and there. But I was actually looking at it the other day, and I was looking at our old setup and how we put the accent wall in the room, and we were building it out, and it was just looking so awesome over there at the house. And then now it's just a completely different setup. So if you guys can't tell, we actually added more of these panels in the back, and we switched sides again. So Sabrina is now on the left again, and I'm on the right. So it just, I don't want to say it felt weird, but it felt a little bit weird to be on the left side last time. So we switched it up. We added some more panels because we were kind of noticing in the video behind Sabrina where I was sitting, it was actually kind of like cut off. And then on this side as well, it's not going to be as cut off. So we really do enjoy this pattern. We think it's really cool. So if anyone is curious, and I don't remember if I said this last time, these are actually like noise canceling panels. So you just peel and stick them on the wall. We've cut a few of them so they can fit in the tighter spots there, but man, they're pretty easy. If you guys are ever interested, we'll put a little link in the description because I have had a couple of people ask me like, hey, what are those?
Right.
And I don't necessarily know if they want to do it for like a podcast setup or whatever, but I have gotten that question a few times, like, what are those panels? So they're noise canceling, and again, they're peel and stick. They're really, really simple to work with. And Sabrina did all this by herself, and it didn't take you long at all.
No, not at all. I mean, and they even just look cool. Yeah. So they do help with the noise canceling, which is really good for us, especially in a room where this is concrete floors. We don't have carpet or much to fill up to stop the echo from that. But the last one sounded good. So I think we're good on the sound. We might add more just for the decorative aspect. Just so
they look
that
cool.
Side matches this side. Not as many, but yeah, I mean, I think it looks really cool. And we've had a couple people come in to this side of the office and say, wow, that looks really, really neat. Yeah. So that's the cool part about it.
So how has it been being in this space? Do you feel like it's been helpful? Do you feel like, man, I don't think we needed to do this? Or how does it feel so far? Because so I was on vacation, not last week, the week before, and we were in here pretty much every single day. And then last week I was here after work pretty much every single day. But you've been coming pretty much every single day. I mean, so far, how do you enjoy the space? And again, like, do you feel like it's helpful? Do you feel like, man, we don't need this or what?
No, I definitely think it's helpful. At first, I was like, man, how is it going to work with fulfilling orders? Mm-hmm. Right? Like, is it going to make it easier for me? Is it going to make it harder? But it's been super easy. We got a wireless printer for our orders for the labels. Mm-hmm. So everything has been running really smoothly. I don't have to fire up a whole computer. I just come over here and package the stuff, weigh it. I have plenty.
Oh, did you get that scale yet already?
Yeah, I haven't set it up, but it's over there in the other side.
Nice.
So it's been really neat to come over here with the kids.
Yeah.
And just make this a part of our daily routine because, I mean, we're just minutes away from the house, too.
Yeah, that's the nice part about it.
Yeah, I mean, if we forget anything or we need to run back to the house because the kids need something, it's just a couple minutes down the road. So it's nice making that a part of our daily routine. It feels like it gives the kids a break to be out of the house because we're there all the time. So it's really fun for them. They get their stuff ready. They're excited to come over here. We eat lunch, whether we're packing a lunch or buying lunch. We get to sit here and just enjoy lunch together, watch TV, all get work done. Like today, the kids were eating lunch. My sister was able to come too with her baby, and they just sat and hung out while I got some more of this stuff decorated. And I got the little draft things on the door down here on the other side. So yeah, I love it. I think it's going to make our business better because it helps us get into more of a daily routine of like, hey, this is an actual business. This isn't just something that you're doing in a room of your house. Yeah.
And I think the other thing for me is, the ultimate goal here is obviously to do this full time. And if we ever do it full time, which, I mean, honestly, we hope that happens tomorrow. I mean, it's just, you know how it is. But if we ever get to that point, it's still something to wake up and go to work rather than waking up and going to work in your home. We still have an office. We still have stuff that we need to do. And kind of to expand on that, I did want to talk about this a little bit. So we actually decided that we do have this office space, and this side over here that we're on is going to continue to be our office space, and this is where we kind of hang out. But the side where we were fulfilling orders and where we have all of our products, we actually do see it as a potential to sell our spices. This does not mean that we're going to have a storefront or anything like that. This does not mean that we're going to have set hours where we're open or anything like that either. But I did reach out to one of my friends, Phil Breeden, who owns LC Barbecue, and I told him, hey, man, I want to wholesale some of your stuff, and I would love to carry it in the shop. Local pickup only. I'm not going to ship this stuff, but if you guys are in the Portland, Texas area and you ever come over here to pick up orders or you need anything, we will be carrying some of LC's products, and that's going to be the Boss Hog injection, the Play Bull injection, and the Foul Play injection. I will not confirm or deny if that is what we use in our competition meats, but I will tell you this much. There's obviously a reason that I chose those three.
They're
just
good
saying.
products.
They're good products. Just saying. I think they've won people money and grand champions before. Just
wink,
saying.
Wink,
yeah, wink, wink. I'm not saying that we use those three products, but we may or may not. We're also working on getting chicken fried barbecue in here and Rio Valley meats in here. And then last but not least, I do want to get my friend My Pits Are Burning in here as well. So we do plan on having that available for you guys if you're in the area. Again, we are not big enough. This space is not big enough for us to have a huge store with large fulfillment. We don't want to overwhelm ourselves with having to fulfill other orders for other products as well. Sabrina has enough going on with, just fulfilling our orders, and, we're trying things out. So I definitely think people are going to come by. They're going to pick up Phil's products, Bill's, Fred's, Kevin's, and that's what we want. But that's going to be in-store only. Also, we got some golf ball markers, made, and we're going to throw those. I'm going to try and find a little stand that we can put up there, and if people want some golf ball markers or something like that, they can purchase some of that stuff too. So there will be some stuff that you could purchase here that you're not going to be able to purchase on our website. So I definitely think at some point, if you guys are in the area, it's worth giving me a shout, messaging me on Instagram, Facebook, shooting us an email, and seeing when we're going to be at the office, because you guys can come in. We'd be glad to show you guys what we got going on in here. And, man, hopefully you guys enjoy it too. But, yeah, I did want to talk about that real quick.
Yeah, and I think just having this office space is definitely beneficial for, putting our name and our business out there. Because, there's already been several times where even just walking into the door, there's people, hey, what is that? Or what is this? Who are you? What's your business? Even just when I was getting all the stuff ready in the podcast, loading it in the car, people walking by in front of the house like, hey, are you a photographer? That's what I was asked today.
Yeah.
When those people walk by, are you a photographer? And, you get to just explaining the business. So, yeah, I think when we're doing everything in our house, we're not leaving our house, so we're not really talking about it unless you
the exposure is good.
Watch. Exactly. That's the word I was looking for, exposure. Yeah. So it definitely gives us more exposure about our business. So I think overall, this is very beneficial, and it really is necessary. I mean, if you were to walk in and see all the stuff we have going on in here, and you realize, like, wow, this was all
in your
pretty
house,
much in your house.
It's ridiculous. And we've had people come over and they're like, bro, you had all this in your house?
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, unfortunately, yes, we did. And it wasn't feeling like a home anymore. And that's really why we needed to get this done. But I will say this, enough about the office. We've talked about the office last episode. We've already talked about it a little bit this episode already. We're going to move on. We obviously have an office. You guys know that we have a place where you can come shop. Hit us up if you ever want to see it. If you're ever in the area, we would be glad to come open the doors for you and show you around. But one of the main things we wanted to talk about today was the video that we just dropped. And then we're going to move on to tailgating foods. So in your head, be thinking about what tailgating foods are fire. When it comes to tailgating foods, what's the first thing that you think about? I want everybody that's listening to kind of think of that in your head and comment when you think of what tailgate food is something you absolutely want to see at every single tailgate. But first, We'll talk about the video that we dropped this past week, which I'll tell you what, I think Sabrina did an amazing job with editing that video. I think it turned out really, really nice, really professional. We've talked about this before. I think doing voiceover on the videos in a small capacity, if that makes any sense, is really good for the videos.
Right.
And I think it just makes for a really, really good, especially that type of video. So like the video we did with Tuttles or for Tuttles. Right. And then the video we did here for Barbecue Fiends or with Barbecue Fiends. I think the voiceover is just perfect for them. And overall, how was it to edit that video? What did you think about the way the video came out? And then, of course, I think we talked about it a little bit last week, but let's talk again about Barbecue Fiends and everything that we ate.
Right. So as far as the video, I was very pleased with how the footage came out. So anytime we're doing some sort of traveling, any sort of vlogging, it's always, okay, which cameras are we going to take? We know the ZV-1 is really good. It's very vibrant. It's a great vlogging camera. The Pocket, we haven't really used it to its full capacity. And so we know that that's supposed to be good for a vlogging camera, but then we're like, okay, what about the audio? We need, a camera for the audio. And so I was really, really pleased because we brought the Pocket, and I mentioned this on our last podcast, in our last video with the heck did we cook? The rib wings. I used the Pocket, and the zoomed in shots don't look as good. I think with a small Pocket type camera like that, zoomed in shots don't work as well. They don't look as good. But the Pocket, when it's not zoomed in, like the footage of you talking and eating the food, I thought that footage was very, very good, and it really just reminds me, hey, this is a really good camera. It is. And
it has its use.
It has its use, and I think it's kind of inspiring us to go do more videos like that, more vlogging like that, because that's a super easy camera. We'll put a link in the description below for anybody who is interested. I've also put a little on my Instagram. I have a little unboxing video of it, so you can see kind of the stuff that comes with it. But yeah, the footage was great. I mean, it's so hard when you're watching that stuff to just not be drooling watching it, because watching over all that footage, it looked so good.
Yeah.
And then once again, just seeing, the clips of the kids, I really love.
Yeah, for
it's just some things you don't really notice in the moment, especially when you're filming, because essentially, we're having fun with our family, but we're kind of working at the same time.
Sure.
So you kind of miss those little moments that are happening, and then you rewatch the footage and you see these little things. Like, I didn't even realize that. So Boppy, our son, I had taken his wing, I guess, because maybe he walked off, and I was like, okay, well, he's not going to eat it, so let me eat it. And then he comes back, and he's like, where's my wing?
Yeah.
I'm eating it,
Yeah.
So it's really, really fun, the things we get to go and do as a family while still getting content for our channel. It's really cool. As you mentioned, the voiceover, it adds this production quality that you feel like you're watching something on Food Network or some sort of travel channel where they're trying food.
Yeah.
I think that's the best part of it. It takes it to a whole the next level.
For sure.
Because also you have to be good at narrating what's going on. You can't just sit there and talk about what you're doing. Right?
Yeah,
there's got to be some sort of presence, just like if the camera was actually on your face, and I think you deliver that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely have, over time, I feel like I've gotten a lot better at just doing this in general.
Right.
I still don't think I'm great at it or perfect at it, but I've definitely gotten better, and I think that that's one of the things, that it's a new aspect to what we're doing, voiceover. And we have the equipment to do it. I mean, literally, this is what we do voiceover on. Like, you're staring at the mic, and then we have our Rode, whatever the heck this is called. I don't know. We have a Rode soundboard. So listen to this, actually. So, technically, we can do all sorts of stuff on this board. We just haven't fully utilized it. But it's called the Rodecaster, I believe, actually. So it's a really, really nice board. But this is what we do all of our voiceover on. So, I mean, if you guys are out there making videos, I mean, consider voiceover at some capacity.
Yeah.
Whether you have an ASMR going, or maybe not ASMR, like something with lots of sound, and then you can just do a little voiceover at the end, or I don't know, just consider it. I do think it's really good, and I do think that there's a time and a place for it for sure.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I had plenty of people text me and say that food looked so good. Yeah. And it truly was. We did talk about this last week, but I'm going to say it again. You guys need to go out to Barbecue Fiends, and you need to try out their food. If you haven't watched that video, go back and watch it. the food looked incredible, and you could see the joy on my face when I was eating it because it truly was that good. And, I had people, and I don't want to say it's disappointing, but I've had people reach out and say, like, man, was it really that good? Like you mentioned, Sebastian. I grew up with Sebastian, went to elementary school, all that stuff and people think that, I don't want to say they think I'm lying, but they think like I'm gassing it up a little bit because he's a friend, which he is a friend, but I promise you, zero part of me was doing that just to gas him up.
Right.
The truth is, if that food was bad, the video never would have come out. Because I don't want to sit here and lie and be like, oh, that's the best brisket I've ever had, and it's just terrible.
And then people come, hey, I saw this on Gulf Coast Smokes channel. I want to try it. And,
So I would rather just not badmouth anybody, which we try not to do no matter what. Right. And man, the food was just that good. You guys need to go out there and try it. And I was really happy with the video. And I think a lot of people really enjoyed watching it as well. So if you guys like seeing videos like that, let us know. Where do we go next? Because the thing that I really enjoyed about it as well is, like, I don't know if anyone's done a YouTube video on barbecue fiends yet.
Right.
I think we were the first ones to do it, and I would love to do more like that. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying I don't want to go to Franklin, but a lot of people have done videos at Franklin Barbecue. A lot of people have done them at Leroy and Lewis. A lot of people have done them at Goldie's, which, again, I'm not against doing. I want to try those places as well, Burnt Bean.
Yeah.
But I like that Barbecue Fiends we're probably, if not the first one, probably the first 5 people to do one for sure.
Yeah. Well, and also, if you mentioned it, could this be the next top 50 or
I think
what is it called? The Texas
Monthly Top 50 barbecue joints.
Right, which we believe it can be for sure. I could think it'd be top 10. Even.
So I'll say this. We have had Texas Monthly Top 50 barbecue.
Yeah.
Food. This was better than it. I'm
Absolutely.
not gonna say who. Again, this is not to badmouth anybody. They put out quality, 100%. You could even see it in the video. Sebastian's talking about that's like their 20th pickle recipe because they want to nail the pickles. That's how important everything is to them.
Right.
And that right there is just so amazing to me. Like, you're gonna put just as much into your pickle that you do your brisket.
Right.
And that just goes to show you right there that they care.
And that's a type of dedication that I think gets a place or gets anybody, no matter what you're doing. That's the type of dedication that raises you to another level. And
for sure.
I think for places who get onto the Texas Monthly Top 50, I think a lot of them probably have been exposed on social media, or they have a lot of reviews. They have people talking about it. So I like the idea of putting the spotlight on a place who can definitely be in that top 50.
Yeah.
And they just need somebody to maybe give them a little bit of exposure. Not saying that we're the best choice for it by any means, but it's a start. And it would be really cool to shine that spotlight on the same way we like to do in barbecue videos, and like, shout out the people when we go to competitions, like,
the people that walk.
The people that walk that you might not know about.
The thing about YouTube is everything that you post has potential to get millions of views.
Right.
Everything. It doesn't matter if we posted a video of me throwing this cup at the wall. It has potential to get millions of views. So every bit of exposure is great. And again, we're not trying to be that outlet or anything like that. We just wanted to go try Barbecue Fiends, and we thought it was great, so why not vlog it?
Yeah.
Either way, everything was really good there, and we just truly enjoyed the experience, and we're really happy to have gone over there and eaten. And like I said, let us know, is there a spot like that you guys know of that we should go try? Because we're definitely down to keep making videos like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain about making videos where I get to go eat delicious barbecue, all right? Just saying. And also, maybe we can get some other people to go with us. Like, maybe I can call Mark and tell him, hey, meet me halfway somewhere, or let's go here. Let's go eat somewhere in Memphis. It doesn't have to just be in Texas. I think that's kind of where this is all headed, right? We could probably make videos here forever and do well, but we got to eventually expand out, right?
Yeah.
And that's cool. And I want to, and I think we want to. So just let us know if there's anything like that you guys are interested in seeing, or if there's a spot that you'd really like, that you think is top 50 worthy, top 5 worthy, number 1 worthy. Just let us know.
Yeah, for sure.
So on to the bulk of the conversation, which I think we wanted to talk about today, is tailgate food. When you think of tailgate food, what do you think of?
See, now I've never been to a tailgate. Have you ever been to one?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been to a tailgate, so I don't really know what's...
Well, okay, so basically, I mean, you know what a tailgate is, right?
Yes, but I guess what I think of when I hear about tailgate is like football food. So the same thing I would have at a get-together if everybody's at the house watching football.
Which would be?
Which would be like nachos, wings, poppers, barbecue for sure, maybe some ribs, finger foods, lots of finger foods, things that are quick, things that are easy, tasty, that can feed a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of drinking, so anything that goes well with some good drinks.
Yeah. No, and I think that's the typical answer, right? And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I've been trying to think, like, what could we do that's outside the box?
Well, because you see a lot of, I mean, if you watch most food social medias and TikToks, things like that, people come up with some really creative things, but I'm like, is that realistic or not?
Well, sometimes I'm like, how do you even think of that? Right. Like, there's some people that are very, very, very creative, and I give them all the credit in the world, because it's like, man, how are you that creative? And by the way, I just randomly... Okay, so I'm sitting here in the office, and I'm like, man, it's hot. Why is it hot in here?
It is hot.
And I look up there, and somebody changed the AC to 73.
It was me, because we came in here earlier. Penny was like freezing. I asked her, do you want me to bring you a blanket? No, I don't need a blanket.
All right, we're going to have to take a quick intermission, but we got to keep this in the podcast, because that's like 70. Yeah.
Yeah, it is hot.
It's hot.
I wore a sweater specifically because I'm like, oh, I'm going to be cold in there, and I'm sweating.
Yeah, it's definitely, unfortunately, at this point, it's definitely uncomfortable. So we need to keep that at 70 if we can.
Well, no, 72 was fine, but I turned it up 1 because it was a little too cold in here earlier, because the other side was on 70, so I think like some of the cold was pouring into here.
Yeah, we need to keep it that way. It needs to be freezing in here. I like it cold.
Not if I'm in here most of the time.
I mean, you can always cover up, though. You can always cover up.
Yeah.
You can't, okay.
But if I'm in here most of the day with the kids, I'll, 72.
Whatever. What were we talking about before we started arguing about the AC?
Tailgating.
You guys see, this is real life for Sabrina and I arguing over.
I'm sure for most people the AC's
that's got to be a huge deal. Yeah, that's got to be a huge deal. AC, where to eat. I mean, that's a lot of, so like even yesterday, I know we're off topic now.
Yeah.
Even yesterday, so our daughter wanted to go eat butter churn, and she's like dead set on butter churn. So we're like, all right, let's go eat butter churn. When I tell you these kids ate 3 bites of their food, I'm like, man, after all that, you guys wanted butter churn, you guys wanted to do it this way, that way, you eat 3 bites of food.
And the one that wanted it the most, she's like, that's all right.
Yeah, it's
it didn't.
That's
hit
kids. That's family. That's different people having different mindsets, which is completely fine. Yeah. It's all in fun and games. But again, tailgate food. Back to tailgate food. I've been thinking about it for a little bit, and I really want to figure out a way that we could do something unique. Not necessarily that somebody's never done, but something where it's like, man, when I see that recipe, oh my gosh, I have to try that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna catch me absolutely loving a slider. Like, a slider hates to see me coming. That's for sure. Straight up, a slider is like
the Chili's triple dipper.
The Chili's triple dipper hates to see me coming on the reel. It's like, man, this guy again, he's about to mess us up. I mean, that's what I get pretty much every time.
Oh, every time.
Oh, and honestly, gosh, I'm just everywhere this video. I'm sorry, guys, but I was watching a video the other day that the triple dipper has actually brought Chili's back to, like, people love going to Chili's again.
Oh, really?
It's all about the triple dipper there.
Did they cancel it at some point?
No, I don't think they canceled it, but I think it's just social media, TikTok has gotten the triple dipper so much what's the exposure.
Right.
And now they have those like cheese sticks that are like real thick.
Uh-huh.
And they have Nashville hot cheese sticks, so they get like the Nashville hot like oil around the breading.
Right.
And people are just absolutely loving them.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, that might be something good. Nashville hot cheese sticks or Nashville hot something for tailgate food. See, this all comes together. We're talking about Chili's triple dipper, and I wouldn't be mad if we ate a couple of those this weekend too. Yeah. Just saying, that does sound pretty good.
It does.
But anyway, I've been thinking about what can we do that's unique and that is still absolutely delicious. And I've been thinking, man, something with a steak, cutting a steak into some bites. So shout out to Ty Tucker. He competed in one of our contests that we throw on our channel. Was it maybe 2 contests ago? And he did a steak bite on a piece of bread that was toasted with like a cream sauce and cheese on top. They were really, really good.
Oh, I remember it.
Yeah, no,
That's for sure.
The food was incredible, and the actual, I really thought he was going to win Chef's Choice.
Yeah, so it was like
every single Chef's Choice was good, but that one was like
hit the
very
spot.
unique. No, I mean,
It hit the spot for me.
No, it hit the spot, but it was.
And I dropped mine on the ground too.
It hit the spot, and they were all so delicious. But his was just unique,
for sure.
And it was really cool to see him like whipping up a homemade sauce, cutting the bread, grilling the bread, like really, really watching it closely to make sure he didn't get too much char or burn on that bread. And man, I just loved what he was doing with it. So I thought he was going to have a really good chance to win, but
yeah, maybe
even something along the lines of that. But you're right. I think it needs to be quick. I think it needs to be finger foods. But the problem with that is a lot of the times you make a bulk amount of stuff and it's just like it gets cold so quick, which I'm not a fan of.
And that's another thing is like I don't understand how these people are out there feeding lots of people at a tailgate.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably using some sort of camera or some sort of warmer too. Speaking of which, I have to bring this up as well. So Matt Pitman of Meat Church is the official.
I saw that, yeah.
The official pitmaster of the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, that is incredible.
Yeah.
Like, congratulations to that guy. He's never going to watch this. I probably may never talk to him in my entire life, but congratulations to him. That is, I mean, the Dallas Cowboys, whether you love them or hate them, I think is literally the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, they cost the most money. They're worth the most money.
Oh, yeah. They have such a huge fan base. They're just so kind of like the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. They're the most well-known of all the other cheerleaders, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying Dallas Cowboys are more well-known than any other team, but that's just one of those teams that, like, the fan base is just so huge. It's iconic.
Yeah, I think that, what's the word I'm looking for, though? They basically they're worth the most amount of money, I think. Like, don't get me twisted. I'm a Cowboys fan. I think they suck, but either way, right? It is what it is. But to allow what we do, right? And I'm putting us in there too because we do this. We just don't do it on the level of Matt Pitman and Malcolm Reed and them. To allow people that do what we do to be in a position where they can be the pitmaster of the Dallas Cowboys is absolutely insane. And that's, if anybody's out there listening, and we've talked about this before, and you guys know I'm a cheese ball, but like, man, if anybody's out there listening and you think your idea of whatever you want to do is dumb, think about that. Think about the fact that Matt Pitman is the official pitmaster of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, so remember the episode of him on Barbecue Pitmasters.
Yeah, I mean, from Barbecue Pitmasters to starting a YouTube channel, to creating content, becoming basically a superstar, and now he's the pitmaster of the Dallas Cowboys. It just goes to show you what social media can do and how strong it is and the exposure you can get from doing social media.
Especially the good things that can come from it, because
there's a lot of bad.
Right.
When we talked about that this week, right? So we won't go into too much details, but there is definitely, no matter what, there's a lot of negative that comes from being on social media, and there really, really is. And I'm here to tell you that, man, it is not always easy to deal with. Mm-hmm. I mean, just I'll be flat out with you. It's not always easy to deal with. Sabrina and I still struggle with it sometimes, even though we try our best not to pay attention. Sometimes it's right in your face.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's, you don't understand why it's happening. You're just trying to put out content that, you enjoy and do things that you want to do. But, people make the comment that, man, like, you look big, you're stuffing your face or whatever. I mean, and believe it or not, I mean, those things are not fun to hear. You think I don't know I'm overweight? I mean, I can tell you, and you can attest to it. I mean, I've been trying, right? Mm-hmm. I've been slowly but surely. I have lost some weight. I haven't lost as much as I want, but I'm trying. I've been doing better. And, people don't see those things. They see that, oh, it's a big guy eating a lot of food. Let me call him fat and say that he looks like he's stuffing his face. Social media is definitely a hard place to be. But, again, don't take it from me. Take it from the proof in the pudding. Why does that sound weird to say? The proof in the pudding. Matt Pitman is now the Dallas Cowboys pitmaster, and that is incredible. And again, I just don't even think that there was a time when anyone thought that would be a thing.
Right.
Right. And whatever you want to do, whether it be gaming, whether it be barbecue, whether it be yo-yos, whatever, man, do it. You never know where it's going to take you.
For sure.
Barbecue is becoming mainstream, which is a good thing for us. But the next thing might be, the yo-yos or whatever. So, again, I know we're kind of getting off topic, but I really did obviously want to bring that up because I think that's an incredible thing for him. You see a bunch of content creators just making huge businesses from the following that they've basically put together, and sometimes in months, a year. I mean, we've been at this for like 4 years now, and I can honestly say I'm super proud of where we're at. It doesn't matter that it's taking us a little bit longer than maybe him or her over there. We're still doing us, and we're still doing just fine. So, yeah.
Yeah, especially because there's like such a...
hold on. Yeah.
Hey, Bob.
Bye. Sorry, where were we at? I don't know what you're going to put in the video, but my nephew just FaceTimed me right now. Yeah. Literally. Like, in the middle of the podcast. He doesn't always FaceTime me, so I figured I should answer it.
Yeah.
And he told me that his
science teacher
is a top 20 Pokemon player in the world, which is, I'm like, hey, get her to come on the podcast then, bro. Come on, dude. And that would be super cool because, again, like all things everything, right? We talk about it all the time, and we've never really done it.
Yeah.
But all things everything, man. Let's get the teacher on the podcast. That'd be insanely freaking awesome.
Yeah, I'd like to know which game.
What does that even entail?
Exactly, right?
Like because I'm going to tell her straight up, flat out, you ain't got a chance when it comes to Pokemon Red. Like the OG, I'm putting it on you. That's straight up. Like you're going to get hit with, oh dude, she don't even know. Like I would put her through the woodwork. Like she would be flustered. She would be like, I'm done. I'm out of here.
That would be interesting to see.
Dude, I would straight up challenge her right here. Like, we would have to, right?
For sure.
But it's got to, like, I got to know what game it is, and then tell her like, hey, it's on site when I see you.
Yeah.
Like we're straight up, like we're throwing a fade. Yeah. Which is like, so that's like, that's like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like slang. That's like slang for like fighting.
Yeah.
Like we're catching a fade right away, but just on Pokemon, right? But either way, so yeah. Good for Matt Pitman. Hopefully we can get a top 20 Pokemon player in the world.
Good for Mrs. Science teacher. Yeah,
good for Mrs. Science teacher. Hopefully we get to meet her because, I mean, we do love Pokemon. And, yeah, so back to the tailgating. Yeah, I mean, so I was thinking, man, some sort of chicken wing, but it's got to be a different type of chicken wing injected with something. I was thinking, man, what if we injected a chicken wing with, like, pizza sauce? And put like cheese and pepperonis on top. Maybe some buffalo sauce too, a little pizza sauce mixture with a buffalo sauce. But anyway, if you guys have any unique stuff, obviously put it down below. Oh, and before I go any further, also speaking of tailgating, one of the reasons we wanted to talk about this today is the Rowdy Road Grillers in San Antonio, Texas. We're officially going to be partnering with them moving forward. They're going to be using our products at their tailgates. And they are UTSA alum. So University of Texas, San Antonio, they are the Roadrunners, and they go do tailgating at the games here in San Antonio. So if you guys are ever in the area and you're going to a UTSA tailgate, you've got to look for the Rowdy Road Grillers, and what they're doing is awesome. I've known them for a while, and I told you the other day, I was like, look, it's time. It's time. We need to figure out a way we can partner with these guys. We need to get them to use our seasonings. We need to support them however we can. And, they've already been so awesome to be partnered with. So if you guys are in the San Antonio area, the Rowdy Road Grillers, UTSA alum, UTSA football games, they're going to be out there serving up some really awesome food. And the cool thing about them is they're partnered with like a bunch of people. So they got beers. I think, if I'm not mistaken, maybe seltzers, shots. Like, we're going to work on getting them some koozies, some stickers. We've got a flag headed their way. I told them we'd send them some barbecue gloves so they can make sure that they're staying safe out there in front of their pit. it's just a really cool opportunity for us, and we're obviously always looking for opportunities to grow our brand. And this is one way that we can do it. So
we're gonna have to go out there and do some research.
Yeah, do some research, tailgate research, video research. That I've talked to them already, and they definitely want to do some sort of video. I've also talked to Sebastian, owner of Barbecue Fiends, and he wants to do some sort of collaboration. So we've got to figure out a way that we can do that. If you guys have any ideas, obviously put them in the comments, because I don't want to mess up anything they got going on with their business, right? Like, I don't want to jump in and say, like, oh, let me cook a brisket, or let me help serve, or anything like that. That's not what I want to do. I would feel awful if I made any mistakes. Like, Sebastian takes that stuff really, really seriously, but I want to figure out a way that we can collaborate. So if you guys can think of anything you want to see from Sebastian, like, hey, how do you cook this? What's it like running a food truck? What's it, a lot of different things we can try with them. So obviously reach out and let us know. But yeah, I mean, as far as the tailgating stuff, I mean, I want to know what you guys are thinking. I really do. So if you have anything in your head so far throughout this podcast that's all over the place, obviously let us know in the comments. But I really wanted to kind of close this out a little bit with just what's been going on personally and what we got coming up. So I think I talked about it last time, but so I have a golf tournament this weekend. That's why I'm in my golf clothes, if you guys can't tell in the podcast.
Which looks nice
right?
against
it does look nice. So it's white and orange. Shout out Mully Golf. The hat, the shirt. White and orange against the white, orange, and blue looks really fly. But I got a golf tournament coming up this weekend. It's a select drive alternate shot. I'm sorry, a select drive low ball. I'm playing with one of my high school teammates, Dylan, and I look forward to playing golf with him again. It's like nostalgia. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going over there to try and win. But I think more than anything, I'm just going to focus on having a really good time. So put some comments down below, some predictions. What do you guys think we're going to get? Are we going to get first? Or are we going to get last? Are we going to get in the middle? Are we going to get third place, fifth place? What do you think? I don't know. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to give it everything I got, but I'm just going to try and remain level-headed, because with golf and with the past, it's very easy for me to get hot-headed and get upset over it. But, man, I'm at a different point in my life right now, and I'm just blessed to be able to go out there and play in a golf tournament with a really good friend, and have some fun. So got a golf tournament coming up. And then next weekend, which will obviously podcast next week, but it's going to be before we've gone to the event. So we'll just let you guys know that next weekend we are going to a competition in Aransas Pass, Texas, Smoke on the Water, and we did win it last year. We haven't competed in over 4 months, so we're going to go try and defend our title. We're excited to get back into it and see what we can do. Do you think it's going to be hard to get back into it? Do you think it's going to be hard for us to... So we're also switching to an offset too, so don't forget, there's multiple things going on. We're going to be cooking on an offset, and we haven't cooked in over 4 months. So what do you think?
I don't think the time apart from competition barbecue is really going to affect us, because there was we had the 2 months off a while back.
Yeah.
And we were worried about the same thing, like, hey, is this going to throw us off? And no, it's one of those things, kind of like with golf. I mean, there was a time where you hadn't golfed in a while, and then you went out and played, and you still played well because you still remember those things. You did it enough, right?
Yeah.
I think we've competed enough that we know what we're doing out there. But like you said, switching to an offset, that's going to be a challenge. But, I think we're so close to home, too, that I have a good feeling about this. If we need anything, we can always go back home and, grab a kettle if we need a kettle. I don't think it's going to get to that. But I'm very confident. We've been cooking on this offset enough. Yeah, that I think you've got the fire management dialed down.
Yeah.
I think we're just really excited for it. It's not saying it's going to be easy, not saying we're going to go back out there and win all over again, but I think we have cooked enough that I feel confident in our abilities, and it's going to be really fun to go out there and film. I'm excited to see what kind of trophies they have this year. They had some really cool trophies last year. We got some cow skulls that we are still waiting to mount in here. But we got a really cool fishing rod. So I'm excited to see what kind of trophies they've got going on, which usually that's not something we, are trying to go out there and get. But it's just going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully we see some.
No, it is what we're trying to go and get. We're not trying to go get the money.
Yeah.
We're usually chasing trophies, not money, which is crazy to say, but it's true.
Yeah, I guess more than money for sure.
We chase trophies over money. But no, I mean, very, very excited for it. If you guys are in the area and you're listening to the podcast and you're interested in getting into competition barbecue, we are going to be out there. Come by, say hi. Man, consider cooking in it. It's for a great cause. What they've got going on over there, the Smoke on the Water event, it's going to be to raise money for veterans, if I'm not mistaken, that suffer from PTSD or disabled veterans or something along those lines. I apologize that I don't know 100%, but I know it has to do with veterans, which is something that we're always going to support, and we really, really are happy to do it. Now, I do want to bring up another event that's going to be in October on the weekend of the 26th, if it's not the 26th. So one of my friends, Brian, is putting on an event, and it's called Battle and Barbecue. Which is a great event, and I talked to him the other day, and he was like, yeah, man, excited about this year, $7,500 payout. Everybody, if you can and you're in the area, or if you're listening to this and you're a competition cook, absolutely get out there to Ingleside, Texas next month, October, the weekend of the 26th, or I believe it is the 26th, and come out and cook. So what we're going to do that day, and actually I haven't told you this because I literally just found this out today, what we're going to have to do that day is cook it and leave before awards because Kevin's daughter's quinceañera is that day too, and he wants us to be there.
Okay.
So we're going to basically cook it at 3 o'clock. We're going to pack up, go straight to San Antonio, get it to a hotel, shower real quick, go to the party, hang out, go to sleep, come back the next day.
Nice.
But, I mean, it's just, it is what it is. We'll go cook it. Unfortunately, won't be able to stay for awards, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
The cooking part is the funnest part anyway. So
yeah.
And we'll be able to get some really, really good content. But
maybe
anyway.
Depending on who else is going, maybe we can leave like the action with them or something. They can maybe film that part for us if we've got any friends out there and during that time. If not, I mean, it is what it is. It is a great event. Even if you're not cooking, they've got lots of vendors out there. They have like fun activities for the kids or for, the teenagers and stuff. It's a really cool event. The skate park over there in Ingleside, it's a very large space. There's I like events where there's plenty of space for the cooks, plenty of space for all the activities. So, it's a really cool event, even if you're not competing, just to come by and see what's going on.
Well, I think we're going to keep this one a little bit shorter. We just kind of wanted to come over here to the office, hang out for a little bit, talk about tailgating food, announce that we're now partnered with Rowdy Road Grillers, which, again, shout out to those guys. One of the last things I wanted to do is also let you guys know that we are now available in Fire Dancer Barbecue and Supply in Arkansas. But what's the city again?
I just looked at this the other day.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to look at my phone, but let me see real quick. 1 second here. It is in Bryant, Arkansas. So Fire Dancer Barbecue in Bryant, Arkansas. Go over there, check it out. We now have our seasonings available in that store. Shout out to Fire Dancer for giving us an opportunity. You guys go over there and buy everything up so he can buy some more and feel good about putting us on his shelves. Again, we really appreciate you guys, everybody that's been buying, everybody that's been supporting. Over the past week, over the past couple of days, we've actually gotten a lot of subscribers. Just over the past couple of days, we've gotten over 500, almost 600 subscribers, literally like in 2 days. So we really appreciate you guys. If you guys are here and listening for the very first time, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Obviously, you can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, and other podcast platforms as well. So just so grateful that you guys are here. And, man, let's keep this thing rolling. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about today?
No, I think that wraps it up for us.
It feels really good in here now. You're all cold now, right?
Yeah, I'm cold.
It feels really good in here. But thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.